On the one hand, the opening poem, We in Anticipation of You, is a major and thorough and absolutely brilliant walkthrough of the history of black women in this country. And it's by Arlette Miller Smith, a truly extraordinary document. And then, and at the end, as Barbara mentioned, another poem, We in Anticipation of You, again signaling that we are at this place now, that you are, in the White House. It's very extraordinary. And in between, again, women writing about their love for Michelle, their prayers for her, and it's an extraordinary document, of letters and poems in between that make it rounded out.
The book is called Go Tell Michelle. The authors, editors, and compilers of it, Barbara A. Seals Nevergold and Peggy Brooks Bertram. They're joining us for this conversation from Buffalo, New York. You all also have organized tell us about the Uncrowned Queens project. Give me the proper name, first of all, but describe that project and its work.
Sure. The Uncrowned Queens Institute for Research and Education on Women, Inc. was founded 10 years ago. Now, this year marks our decade. And so, this is a fitting tribute to the work that we've been doing, because you mentioned about giving voice to African-American people. And our goal with the Uncrowned Queens Institute was not only to give voice to African-American women whose voices are often muted or not heard at all, but to preserve the history of African-American women community builders, and particularly those who are not well known. And we know, the well-known, the famous who always get mentioned during Black History Month, and those are just a few people who are up at the top, the history makers. But we know that we have a community that's indebted to a long line of individuals who quietly and diligently and perseverance help to build our community and keep it going. And so we wanted to make sure that the histories of those women, and now we also have Uncrowned Kings, that those histories were documented and they appear on our website along with the photos. And as part of this whole process, we invited the community to give us those histories. So we engaged the community in identifying its own community builders and then providing the biographical sketches of those men and women who we called Uncrowned Queens and Kings.
And I should add that technically what we did here, and we didn't start out this way, but we realized that that's what we did, we actually can, develop a major digital literacy project. And it was a project that would allow the individual to see what power and agency that he or she could have in documenting their own history. Secondly, we allowed through this project the individual not only to see himself in history, but also to see himself as a person who could construct the history and could document it and then could disseminate it so that not only that their community could see, but that the entire world could see. And third, by doing it in the way that we've done it, we introduce the community, one individual at a time, to the world of technology, so that people can understand that this technological train is so vast, and that if you don't get on it in the station, there isn't another one coming. And so it's actually a powerful kind of empowerment that we did with people, and we know that by virtue of what they say to us and the hundreds of thousands of hits we get every month on our website from 63 countries all around the world, and people using this technology for all kinds of things, for obituaries, for searching for people, for documenting all sorts of things. It's been an extraordinary 10-year process.
Well, the technology is amazing. Let me bring a couple of other voices in here, and people that I think can enjoy the wisdom and counsel that you can provide based on your experience and your familiarity with and use of the technology. And I just met her a few minutes ago, but I'm impressed to have in my hand a book. The book is called Da Hood, D-A, Hood, Makes Fresh Water. And the author of this book, Danina Ulmer, is here. And, you know, I'm just impressed that a person has a vision, has an idea, has a thought, and has a commitment and passion to see the thought through to giving birth to a product that goes to market. So welcome to you, Danina Ulmer. And I'd like you to say briefly what this book is about, but more importantly, what brought you to feel that you should present your picture of the world and this story you've created to the world. And thank you for being here.
Thank you. I got the thought to inspire young women to live out their dream. You know, there's a lot of young women that seek to own things and do things, but they allow their surroundings to they allow their surroundings to stop them from doing what they need to do. So I just wrote the book. It deals with teenage pregnancy, AIDS, STDs, and just the things that happen to a lot of young people in the inner city. But through it, she lived through it, and she became something at the end of the book. And I think that it was a story that needed to be told.
So how important is it for you to tell the story? What really motivated you to put pen to paper now it's keyboard, right?
Right.
But what got you, what put the fire in you to make this story happen and to see it all the way through? A lot of people write poetry, they write essays, they write things, but they never take it to the next step. You did. What made you do it?
My children and my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the death of my grandmother, that's what really gave me the push to inspire other people to do what they need to do to become something important in their community and in the world itself.
Where's your book available?
On Amazon.com, Digital City on 905 West Broadway, and Makers in Quinn. It's on Lake in Hennepin.
What are your hopes? What do you intend to do with this book? You want it to sell 1 million copies, I'm sure.
Of course.
Of course. And so, but what are your hopes after writing this book? What else do you want to do?
I'm currently almost finished with the book that is coming out next. It's not the sequel to that. It's another story that will be told more loosely about me and what I've been through. It'll be out in June, and my goal is to maybe have someone pick me up and to make series out of the books that I make about Minneapolis and St. Paul, because it seems like we're not, there's a lot of entertainment and a lot of successful people that come out of this state, but we're not looked at. They still look at Prince. Not that's a great thing, yes. But there's so many other people here that are successful on just a local level that need to be heard and seen.
Well, let me bring in Dana Munson. Dana, you're the marketing director of the Jungle Theater. You're an artist yourself, but you're managing. You're the administrator of a major community arts institution, and you are wrestling with what it means to keep a arts institution alive in these difficult economic times.
Yes, I'm wrestling with many things, and that's one of them. I'm also wrestling with the fact that I'm one of the only few African Americans in this type of position here in the city. And being that role model for others out there, saying you too can achieve this sort of thing is really important to me as well.
I'm Al McFarlane. You're listening to Conversations with Al McFarlane. Take a break for music from Wayne McFarlane and Jazz and Station IDs.